part 3 of this series. I'm sorry, people, I've ran out of tape. Again, I need to stress this is the most important. What's going to probably be, this will be real quick. This is going to be probably the most important 40 minutes I've ever done on air at this time in humanity. I put more work into this than I've done in a project in probably a decade. I'm really excited about this. God, I hope people will give this a chance and listen to it. Okay. So I ended part 2 there, running out of tape. I was talking about the one kind of societal problem we're still going to have to face for probably another half of a generation, the drug issue. We're going to love our children. We're going to teach them nutrition, health. They're going to have a healthy life of love, understanding, and compassion, where they don't ever have to feel inadequate. They can feel who they are. They can just love and enjoy life. And they just won't need any kind of drugs. There won't be any reason that they'll need them. The nutrition will also be so great and they'll be so active that they'll really be like in a perfect world and have a natural high, and they'll just, be like, oh, why would I want to put something like that in my body? But temporarily, we're going to have a lot of understanding. Excuse me, my voice is hoarse after all this. Portugal legalized drugs some time back. Now they had a spike of use real quick, then it dropped. So they've got it was studied that after about 2 years of it being legal, easy to get, cheap to get, weighed out, clean drugs, not people getting ripped off, no needing to rob people. Okay, there's no need to rob people because, you know what I mean? If you've got like a really bad drug habit, $50 to $100 a day, and all of a sudden, you're paying what it actually costs to make it in a pharmaceutical lab, clean and pure. Not that any of it's good, but it's better that shit's not cut with all kinds of poison. Let's not be stupid. We're still going to have to deal with this addiction issue until we get medicines in place. So, hey, these people are going to have everything they want, okay? They're going to have everything they need. And yes, they need it. I'm not talking about junkies dying out in our yards and shit like that in the society. I'm talking about for a few years, people having a maintenance dose of a clean version of the drug that they need. It's the humane thing to do. Now, this is going to be the one sticking issue. If you're not somebody who agrees with me on that, I don't think you're ready to ascend. I'm not talking about a drug-filled society. I'm talking about a society that makes sure that no more addicts are born. I'm talking about a few starseeds that are going to have a little bit of issues, okay? Unless this ascension, now here's the flip side. This ascension could actually take starseeds that have addiction issues, and maybe all of a sudden they're not going to need it. You know what I mean? They will be up into higher 40 and they won't need it. Maybe their bodies will have a little bit of adjusting, but we can work that out with medicines. But say worst case scenario, that was the one ill. Say for one more half of a generation, we had to let people have a really dirt cheap maintenance dose of a clean version of that drug. Okay, so fine. Then it's gone. But we got to have love and compassion. It's not like here you hear all these scare stories and, states here that, like Portland, that legalized, that decriminalized drugs. Well, they really didn't because, people were still dying out in the streets and shit because they didn't have housing, okay? They didn't have what we're going to have in 3D. And and these would be clean drugs. This wouldn't be shit like fentanyl and all this other crap. You know what I mean? It would be the drug in a clean, dirt cheap form. And that would be that. We may have a 15-year period where we have to deal with that, but it really wouldn't be dealing with it because it wouldn't be a problem to anybody who wasn't using it. These people would have all the food they need, all the water they need, the energy they need, right? Basically have what they need for free. There'd be no need to rob. And like I said, who would you rob? What would you take? Who would you sell it to? It wouldn't, that society just doesn't allow for anything like that, okay? And the consciousness level is too high. If you're not of a complete pure consciousness, you can't make it there. All right, so that could be the one sticking point, but I'm thinking that maybe Now I got thinking about maybe this ascension will make sure that doesn't happen. But that being said, okay, and we'll just love our kids together, raise our kids together, tell them, and if kids get into a little bit of mischief, we don't shame them or anything, or